I love that there's more and more information being shared in today's world about trauma and the impact that it has on our life. And what I'm finding is that as more and more people understand trauma, they're starting to ask questions like how to feel safe after trauma. And I'm going to break that one down in this video for you. Hi, my name is Tiffany Toombs. I'm a high-performance mindset coach that has worked with thousands of people across the world to help them heal their trauma and step into a brand new future. Now, in this video, I'm going to share with you the top 3 things that you need to do to start feeling that sense of safety after you've experienced trauma. It doesn't matter how long ago the trauma was, but here's how you can start feeling that sense of safety in your body again. The first thing that we need to do is we need to reestablish a connection to the body. Oftentimes, trauma causes us to betray ourselves, betray who we truly are, so we become a people pleaser or a perfectionist. We lack boundaries. We have an inability to make decisions because we don't want to hurt other people. So we betray our needs, and it gets to the point where we just forget or we don't even know what our needs and desires are anymore. Or some people will completely disassociate from their body. So they will go into another zone. This can look like being distracted, or some people call themselves airheads, or other names where they have left their body so that they don't have to experience what's going on inside the body. So there's a lack of feeling of safety in the body. And some people will do both. They'll betray themselves and they'll disassociate from their body. And so they're so disconnected from who they truly are, what they're feeling, and what they need, that they can't actually answer any questions around those topics. And so reestablishing this connection to ourself allows us to start to get back in touch with our intuition, that gut level feeling that tells us that something's not right or something's not okay. And when we start understanding the difference between intuition and fear, then we can start making better decisions for our future. The other thing that happens when we're disconnected from ourselves is we stop understanding how to interpret our emotions. Any emotion that comes up, no matter how big or how small, feels totally overwhelming for us and oftentimes leads people to just shut down completely. What it's important to know is that your emotions are actually just messages from the body and from things that need to be healed saying, hey, I'm here. Can we take a look at this? When we are in a trauma response, or when we haven't started healing the trauma that we've experienced, regardless of how long ago it was, when we feel emotions rising up, what happens is the thinking part of the brain takes over and says, what is causing me to feel this way? What or who in my environment is causing this emotion? And then we narrow in on this, it's this person, or it's this thing that's happening. And we project all of that emotion in that direction. The thing is that person or that thing may have triggered the emotional memory, but it's not actually triggering the emotion itself unless we're actually in a life or death situation. And so we tend to overreact to those situations and lash out or go into fight or flight mode in situations that are not totally appropriate. So by reconnecting to the body, we can start to feel safe enough to experience our emotions, but then also to start asking questions. And when we start asking our emotions questions and giving them names, then we can start to heal a lot faster. So what questions should you ask your emotions? Things like, what do I need to know? Why are you here? What can I learn from you? What are you wanting to tell me right now? What is this experience triggering for me? What can I heal or release that will allow me to let go of the intensity of this emotion? When we ask what or how questions instead of why is this happening, we get different answers, and it allows us to move forward through our trauma and to heal a whole lot faster. Now, before I share with you the second thing that you can do to start feeling that sense of safety again, I would love to hear from you. What emotions come up and completely overwhelm you or just hijack your system and cause you to go into a negative spiral? Go to the comments below and let me know. When we are in a triggered emotional state or we're feeling really, really unsafe, one of the best things that we can do is come back to our breath. Our breath, our body, our mind are all very intimately connected. And so what tends to happen for people is they'll feel this emotion rising and they'll let that emotion take over. Pretty soon their very short and sharp breaths is what they're taking. And then their mind goes into a place of, oh my gosh, we're in danger. We need to prepare to run or to fight. When we can consciously pay attention in that moment and say, okay, I'm going to take a nice deep breath in and out. And that's going to allow me to get focused on what I need to change on those questions that I shared in part 1, we can return to a sense of safety and control a lot faster. This is actually one of the reasons why people who used to smoke and then quit smoking after a traumatic or stressful event will often return to smoking, is because those deep diaphragmatic breaths where you're breathing in and your belly's expanding and then you breathe out and your belly collapses, those diaphragmatic breaths are totally relaxing. But for somebody who's been a smoker, what they do is they connect the smoking, because you have to take a deep breath of the cigarette, they connect the relaxation feeling to the smoking and not actually to the deep breath. And so take a nice deep breath, make sure that your exhale is longer than your inhale. Take a couple deep breaths if you need to, but that's going to help you come back into your body, back into a sense of control and safety so that you can decide the best way for you to move forward. Now, before I share with you the third thing that you can do to create a sense of safety in your body after trauma, I want to remind you to subscribe to my channel. I'm putting out brand new videos like this one every single week to help you start healing your trauma and releasing the past so that you can create the future of your desires. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button and like this video while you're there. Having some sort of grounding or intention setting practice is also going to be very important for you to create a sense of safety again. So you can do something like going outside, standing in the grass or the dirt barefoot, and imagining that you are growing roots into the ground, into Mother Earth from your feet or from the base of your spine to create that sense of safety and foundation for you. You can take a couple moments to come back to your breath and set the intention for how you want the day to go. Another thing that I like to do with people who are just starting their healing journey is to give them an activity where they visualize putting on either body armor or a wetsuit in the morning that nobody else's negativity or nobody else's toxicity can impact. And so that way, when we set the intention, you could also see yourself in a bubble of light, but when we set the intention that we're not going to be impacted by other people, we're taking control of the emotions and the energy in our body so that we can feel more safe and we don't become overwhelmed by accidentally taking on somebody else's negative emotions. Now, if you've had trauma and you want to know what the impact of that trauma could be for your life, or if you're just wondering, have I had trauma? I put together a brand new quiz that's going to show you 10 of the most common incidences of trauma, and depending on the score that you get, what that sets you up for in life. Now, trauma doesn't have to be a doomsday sentence. We can absolutely heal from it and change our future at any time. But if you're wondering how it could possibly impact you, this quiz is going to show you that. All you have to do to take the quiz for free is go to mytraumascore.com or click on the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.